Good morning, everybody. I want to tell my story a little bit. So I grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I went to Greendale Elementary School, Bronco Junior High, Bronco High School. And in elementary school, I grew up and I had a lot of black and brown friends. Spanish friends. It was Zanette, Maria, and Gladys, and Cammie were like my girls. Super gay, because they were totally supportive of anything that we did in the playground, like dancing to Paula Abdul. I didn't think anything of it. They were just my friends. So, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. But as time went on, I went to junior high, and we were sort of friends still, but then we started to get divided, and we didn't really talk as much, and I went to high school, and finally when I got to high school, all my friends were white. And in our high school, there was separate cafeterias. Well, they weren't intentionally separate, but they were separate. So the black cafeteria, the Spanish cafeteria, and the white cafeteria. That's just what got divided in my school. Sucks. But you didn't think anything of it. Now I still had friends that were black and brown, Spanish girls. I went to a very mixed school, but it was completely divided, like, you know. So, yeah. And then, you know, people are like, you're white, you're rich, you're smart. I'm smart, but definitely wasn't rich. So, and then I realized, you know, I made lots of jokes, not derogatory jokes. I came out at 16 years old. I dated Todd Bergman, I don't know, whatever. Todd was my first boyfriend. And then I was around a lot of white people because I was in theater, and that's primarily white. It's theater. It just is. It just is a design. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Come on. So, and then I had moments that started coming up in my life when I met people on contracts because I was a professional dancer. I wasn't like a jerk, but I just definitely was had racist undertones because I thought I was better than everybody. And then I started to become an asshole in my 20s, like really, really bad. And I thought that I was better than everybody. I built up this wall. I started to protect myself. I started to take myself out of the piece of things that didn't make me feel comfortable, so I just didn't do them. And I would even joke with a friend of mine, Mark, who is a brown. And we would use derogatory like things to say to each other, and make fun of a specific race of people, which isn't nice. It's racist. But we thought it was funny, and I thought it was okay because he was brown, which it's not. So it goes on and on. There was a moment in New York City one time where I was ordering a pretzel, and I got so pissed that this person did not know English at all. Like, I was pissed. And I said, you're in America, you should know English. And I had this idea that if you're in America, you should know English. Now, if you're in America, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But I had this idea that it was more than that. You had to like learn English, you had to become American. And then years went on, and I had a moment of, where I had lost, it all came crashing down for me. My boyfriend, where I lived, all the things just came crashing down. Who I associated myself with, in your face at 30 years old. And I had to go through this transformative experience, and I started to do that. And it involved language and an ideology of what is the only way to make things move forward together. Now I'm 38, that was 8 years ago. I definitely was, when I joke that I was an asshole in my 20s, but I really was. Like, I used my privilege. I'm gay, but that doesn't matter, because I could still walk into a room, I could still walk into a place, and it doesn't matter. This isn't me, like, feeling bad for myself. I'm just saying this is what I did. And I see things pop up online right now in my family that just post things, you know, directly comparing things inside of like violence towards a white person versus violence towards a black person. And I see why I was that way, you know. I see why the language took me a lot longer because of the way I talked to my family and the way we talk in our family. And people are gonna get mad, but that's just the way we talked, and you can't say words like retarded when we say that a lot. And I know we joke about it, but we say that a lot. And it's just, you know, and I had so many different perspectives in my life growing up. I took them or I didn't take them, and that's all it is. I ran with them or I didn't. It's what that is. So, sorry for that. But that's how I grew up. That's what I knew. I knew my privilege. I knew it hard, and I used it. So, and I just thought about it, and this is because all this is coming up, and I do the work, and everyone think, you know, I show that I do the work, but that doesn't, because I do the work doesn't necessarily mean I have to stop working on myself. So if you made it this far in the video, hopefully you have. This isn't me being down on myself or being down on anybody in my life that I have been friends with, no matter the color of your skin. I'm friends with you because I'm friends with you, because I love you and I care about you. That's it. So those are some of the moments in my life that I know that were wrong. I knew I had mostly white friends. That's who I surrounded myself with. It was comfortable. I have lots of brown and black, Asian. I have lots of friends around the world because of the work that I've done and where I've traveled and stuff. And but I still have to continue to work. Just because I'm friends with people doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. You know, I'm married to a white man whom I absolutely adore and love. He's everything. He's like he's my best friend. Both our families are very white, obviously. Yes, we definitely have different types of people in my family, but you know, it's just interesting how you can call yourself that something that you don't think you are, but you are that because that's what you grew up with. So being racist was part of growing up. It's not racism in the way you think. I'm not gonna go and like do horrible things to people, but I'm gonna think a certain way, and that's what that is, because that's the way you grow up. And it's your job to get the fuck over yourself and figure it out that that's not right. Own up. That's it. Go with love. Listen, learn, love. I'll do the work. I'll continue to do the work, but I just want you to let you know. And if you made it this far in the video, kudos.